Alright, guys, I'm quitting card games that other people made. I'm not gonna participate in this bullshit no more. Where I try to enjoy the card game, I try to master the card game as much as possible, just to get the dead end of like this is not going well anymore. And Bazaar was on the top of this pile of dead card games for me that just like put me over the top of not wanting to touch other people's card games no more. Bazaar is the worst experience, and I hopefully explained in a previous video how deep the rabbit hole goes. I'm not done explaining because I still have PTSD. But let's begin, guys.
There's nothing funny about 9/11.
Guys, in a previous video, we had the craziest... That will wake you up. React-bot reaction of like, if you know, you know, bro. And he said it. He said the thing, bro.
I'm gonna pin the craziest comment.
Skip, please. All right. 3 more games, or digging deeper into this. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Crib is also stacking himself up on this. Literally. So Crib is uploading this, which is another way to escape card games, is find alternatives, which is literally on top of Raren's video of alternative card games. What's going on? Why are we all trying to quit card games collectively? Why are we so connected? I like that. I'll take that. So I look at it less of a sponsored crappy video about a 3D garbage game that I will never play, and more of a, well, a glitch in the system. I mean, I have to give it. He's not gonna do glitch confirmed. But it looks terrible, right? It looks like Shadow Legends sponsorship that's just not a real experience at all. As always. Is this Bazaar, but better? Very likely, though. Very likely. No, I mean, Bazaar perfected the style.
Wake me when it's Virgo season.
It's hard to compete against that shit. It's like, you created the world's juiciest fruit. It just tastes like shit, you know? Nobody wants to actually... So here's my additional rant to the Bazaar, because we have to, like, kill the demon that started it all. And it's just devastating to see a game that just came out of like 8 years of development just looks good, just appealing to look at. It's a nice little fruit, but it tastes like crap. All right, tastes like half of it's just A. There's so many A's, guys. No, I'm just making a joke, but like it tastes like shit, dude. Tastes like triple A. But people like, well, it's like fruit like everything else. Like we have to like try it and eat it and figure shit out, you know.
On Steam.
So I'm gonna be quitting games, but I still want to see. It's like oh, it's just like every other apple, and it tastes like shit. And the more you eat it, the more flavors of shit you find. What other people make?
Red flag. I don't know about that.
Okay, this is.
I swear I need to collab with Jack's Films to put React bots into my engine. I actually don't think exactly that I would push onto him. I'm just gonna be around and offer either way. But ReactBot could use the feature of just always being on top, right? ReactBot, you need all of that power level.
God is dead, and we killed him.
Yeah, it's so hard to give him powers that he deserves.
Methinks this didn't really happen.
It might happen.
Okay. Where is the tutorial? I don't know what I'm doing. It's lethal.
Bazaar needs a tutorial.
The Scorpio energy is insane.
The same song over and over again. We got it. 6 attack, bro.
Wait, how dare they? So we're watching Raren play those 6 card games, and if you'll just look at this, whatever this is, by the way, emotions, I guess. It's fucked. It looks bad. Like, first of all, this font coloring, you don't even see the numbers very well. You don't see the sword and the heart very well. The heart looks like shit. It's just an amateur build. And you don't want that. This is why bad-looking games already invoke people bad emotions. Dread and fear Here you go. That's how it feels like to start making games. It's dread and fear. Flip the attack.
I find that joke highly offensive.
Health. Why not fearful of the ordinary style of card games?
I was angry. Oh my god.
Yeah, thinking back about Bazaar, it's like playing with Lego, but the only time you win is when you use instructions. I'll try to pan away
Because
from
you
build the damn thing, and it's like, what? I have to follow instructions of how to win the game? I can't just figure things out on my own. What? That, my friends, is the worst type of Lego. The best type of Lego is when you just fucking smash things together, and shit happens. The worst type of Lego is to read a book, piece by piece. This piece goes here. You like a slave just putting things together. That piece goes here, and that one goes over there. Okay, boy. So apparently there's two types of games. There's the worst type of fucking scumbag games in the world, where instructions are the king, and people figure out how to fucking squeeze the game juice and everything. This is why just Skyrim is the best game, bro. It's like single player experience. Do whatever. Yeah, competitiveness ruins the games very often than not. I hate competitiveness. Like, what the hell? The only thing that I like about competitiveness is double checking where my skill level is at. The only thing that Pokia would really need to do is to give you a leaderboard of like, what's your win rate? What's your status? Where you are on the leaderboards? Are you like top 60% of players? What's going on, right? Top 30% of players. You just keep rising in ranking, basically. And you can brag about it. It's simple. It doesn't force you to play against other players. You just make progress across the game and do a little bit better each time. Everything is summed up. There's no need for resets necessarily, for ladder resets. Who knows? Who knows what the actual perfect thing to do? But competitiveness just kind of steals people's time. It's almost like, in the end of last video, I'm just like, put Raynad into jail, bro. Like, put all these weirdos into jail for making shittiest games of all time. It's wasting human time so much. People don't know what to do with their lives. And then they happen to end up playing a shitty game instead of something actually reasonable. If they can reason out of it, you dodge the jail time, you dodge the lawsuit or conviction, but like, please tell me how Bazaar can be a good game. The fuck you want? Even though it's unbalanced, it could have been 10 times better because of when it's literally Lego. Like, every piece looks like a random thing. You get a bunch of random, but the only winning strategy is to negate randomness and go for specific Lego pieces coming together, and even rolling the dice of like which skill you're gonna get from a mob that will actually change the course of the game. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the only thing Bazaar will do is just like remove the blatant abuses. They will not actually go after things that are just slightly deeper. Because Reina is always going to look at it as, that's flavor, boys. I can't balance everything. It's just like stupid or whatever. It was just pretty. You just run around, get fucked by an ice wolf. But you went so far off the map to find the goddamn ice wolf that... Skyrim was cool, alright? It ain't no card game. It looked pretty. It's the best game ever. And we're still waiting for the Elder Scrolls 6. Funny thing is, we're still going to talk about Elder Scrolls Legends, which is a successor of this Skyrim thing. And the Elder Scrolls Legends actually got support for a certain amount of time. Todd Howard did sit down and say that they will support the game. The Elder Scrolls 6 is going to get support. And going to get updates and all that shit. We don't know if that's a good thing or not anymore. We have no idea what's going on in the gaming world. I have no idea. Because we're waiting for so long. I'm stuck playing card games after all. Definitely not gonna upload just random Skyrim videos in this channel, right? Fuck it, it was worth dying for this moment.
Blessing.
Legos, bro.
Methinks
Legos with
this didn't
instructions.
really happen.
That's the difference. And
No, when Ice Wolf attacks, bro, you die.
it's like instruction.
You fucking
Who added
die.
instructions? Who dare? Who dares to do that? It happens when some Lego pieces are better than other Lego pieces. Some better pieces stick better and look better than other Lego pieces. There's actually instructions needed because some Lego pieces don't even belong in the puzzle. Bazaar is just an absolute.
Yeah, imagine you buy a bunch of Lego, and you will not be able to build it yourself because half of the pieces are only needed to build that what instructions are telling you to build. Then it's difficult. Imagine buying a puzzle, and it's actually like two puzzles mixed together. It's fucking crazy. Without instructions, you can't build it. And to think that Bazaar needs instructions for you to like master it, I'm sorry, bro. This is not okay. Holy shit. And it's all about it technically is just one crux of the problem. Is matchmaking. If you matchmake me against a bunch of nerds that keep grinding the game and that's mostly what you're fighting against, the top 1% who play the game every single fucking day, I mean, excuse me? That's my enemy? They just know every single detail about the game and you feel like left out only because. And you just don't know. You don't know how to compare yourself. You don't know what's coming up next. What's the opponent? You know nothing. Everything about Bazaar is pure random to the point where Raynet embodied the meme of randomness to the max. I have never seen a game more random than Bazaar. Alright, just pure fucking random. That again, you try to tame with instructions how to reduce the randomness in a specific way. Pick this item, pick that item, stitch them together, escape randomness, and then you win. Wow, okay. Weird. Very weird. In Pokemon, I will try to make sure that, well, you get Lego pieces, right? You can do whatever. You just have to make the best of what you have, not to try and find the specific Lego piece at the specific moment or as early as possible. Like, what the fuck is that? You know? Now, I can technically say that I'm gonna make things work, and things might not work out, but I kind of have confidence. I will be playing Poke after all, every single episode that I release afterwards, and see what happens, basically. You know?
Worst. Trying to do that. Trying to fucking do that. How did it become this way? A very specific. You put this. Where you building that tower thing, and even how to do building block.
Yeah, there's a bit Mr. Beast challenge, very similar. The building blocks challenge where the blocks just fall. And there's a very specific strategy that if you follow, the game's not interesting anymore because you just top of the metagame. Like your building just like doesn't fall off. The only time is like you can make competitive move of just like building and stacking to how far you can get basically, and compare yourself against other players. 90% of players will not be able to compete against the top 10% that just grind the game. They're just very much into it, have the passion for it, and have the time for it as well. Fighting these people is an absolute fucking suicide. I don't want to play against Hearthstone Legend players, just like I don't want to do the same thing in any other game ever. Whoever has passion, just leave me alone. All right? I'm scared. Don't touch me, bro. Noob stompers, they gotta be put in a different fucking room to do their own thing. If they're competitive, they have a completely different mindset, and they have to be put against competitive people until they get scared of each other, basically. I don't know, man.
Or they want half the instructions. So it's fun to some extent until basically
Until nerds take over.
Next level.
Wish my Mima were still alive to see this. Tips, Fedora.
I mean, I wish I had friends that would laugh alongside me and how fucking pathetic Bazaar actually is. How unplayable it is.
Mima.
We're gonna play our own game. Fuck these guys. Fuck these people who have fun.
It's been a long time since I had friends, for fuck's sake. There's better things in life to complain about than fucking pixels on the screen.
Paid just to get fucked by whoever is grinding their asses off on the computer, just by be grinded by nerds who just take over the metagame. It's crazy. I can't believe there's so many book readers, bro. It's not necessarily book reading, it's just like spamming successful strategies. The fact that it's taking more than 3 months to truly balance the game, which is just something you do every week. You fucking hammer things that are good. You actually have to cut in half. Like there's no.
This is the thing that I have to visualize for sure. Once more. The final nailing in the coffin for Bazaar is the same fucking principle. You can't just nerf by 10% because the top tier fucking card is just gonna go here. And then it's gonna be a problem eventually because it haven't fucking reached this, like, line of problematic stuff. Alright? It hasn't crossed that line. It's still problematic. In order to actually balance the game, you kill it. And you buff this thing. And it goes up and down in a drastic measures, bro. Dramatic ways. Everything goes up and down in crazy ways. There's big numbers in Bazaar. Cutting things in half is not even that crazy, you know? Because we have no idea what happens after day 10. Like, the numbers become absolutely astronomical to the point where you have to fucking put an E sign. Alright? It's fucking scientific notation on these bad boys. Maybe cut it in half instead of just 10% reduction on one card. Maybe. And even that can be deceptive because, like, 6 cooldown of fucking pufferfish. This blob fish, bro. Going to 8 cooldown. Is that really a big difference? Because that's not a 2-second difference. It's not like 33% increase, or known as 1.33x. 1 second. I'm terrible at it, actually. Oh, no, we're fucked. It's not this. It's not this because the cooldown of pufferfish is charged cooldown, meaning it works differently. All right, but technically it's 30% reduction. And guess what? Pufferfish still in the meta, still playable as a strategy. Why? Because it's a fucking black hole. You build around it. That is another fucking nail in the coffin that I will never understand about Bazaar. Like, why? Why one card gets to be the build? Why this is the build? But that's how it works. The other cards is like fucking haste, and then slow, and it's like, whatever, dude. Whatever. What, just boosting the shit out of pufferfish, just boosting the shit out of one item. Maybe you can have shields if you are spicy. But I literally lost like some stab. You know, just stab me twice and I lose, and it's like, wow, okay. Gameplay. I predicted the Bazaar will struggle keeping up with just being a normal game. I didn't thought it's gonna have a mountain of problems that will make it just unbelievably not fun. Unbelievably.
World Star.
No escape. Things that are good, you have to. If 10 changes, they're going to be absolutely terrible.
Not only that, yeah, 10 changes to the game is still not that crazy. 10 nerfs. But the funny thing is, as these nerfs are being introduced, there's a lot of changes that are bad to the game. I think the leveling system is not really what a game needs. But the worst thing of all that just happened in Bazaar is burn and poison enchantments just got a buff. Which is like, what are you thinking? 10% of the damage is fire and poison? 10%? They're testing this new thing, and now it is scary because, like, this could just stick in the game. This is this is potentially the blind spot for them of like 10%. Sounds like, it's not a lot. And then you attach it to an item that has 1,000 damage. You cannot attach these enchantments to anything else anymore. It makes sense, but it also doesn't because it just breaks the game. Now the stabby stab, the fact that it has 1,000 damage means absolutely nothing. The fact that it has a 100 burn, now we're talking. Now we're talking numbers, bro. Alright? Now we're fucked. 1,000 damage means absolutely nothing against 100 burn. Funny enough, when you can slow your opponent down, damn. When this burn does not go away anymore because it's 100, and over like what? It has 20 ticks or like 10 ticks for just 5 seconds. Then in 5 seconds, you're literally doubling the damage just because you have burn. It's a lot worse if the cooldown is even higher. Like, you're not just doubling the damage. And burn is also deceptive. It's like, well, it's just 100 burn. And all of a sudden, you disappear. You melt. Your character just gone. Not exactly the same with poison, but poison has its own problem of like, it actually feels bad when it goes through shield. And the biggest problem is that all of these mechanics are so predatory because there's no real interaction going on between players. They're just gonna be trash. It's all just random. It's all, in the end, not only these fucking Legos with instructions, but it's a slot machine game. The most slot machine card game of all time. And that is just wild to me. Of like, the thing that I was hoping for was just turn into a scam, because that's what it is. Capitalism turns your hopes and dreams to money for themselves. Every single time. That's what capitalism does. Unless something is really good and people are praising it, it's probably not worth putting it in your fucking mouths.
Or significant. I just don't care then. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're wasting my fucking time. Promising things that don't do anything.
He's just in the back.
It is nice to be a consumer. It's nice to pick up a new card game and be just smashing it, That's what I felt when I picked up Elder Scrolls Legends. I had a new card game and I was smashing it out, just enjoying every piece of it. For such a long time, I didn't care about nothing, bro. I just explored a new card game maze. As if I got a Skyrim expansion for once. You know why Elder Scrolls Legends is so fucking good? I talked about it way too many times. Yes, it's balanced. And it's good type of balance. They know what they're doing. They know what features would actually feel good to have in a card game. They just knew what they're doing, bro. They knew that balance matters, which is a shocker because...
But the most important feature is that when you lose, you gain advantage. This is what allows you to actually come back and sometimes even make yourself lose for the sake of getting that advantage and pushing that last bit of damage. In Bazaar, there is the effect where if you lose half of your health, some fucking shitty skill triggers, but it's just like so cringe. Because it don't happen, okay? It doesn't happen.
Skyrim had no balance. It was kind of trash on that part. And here we are. We just like actually had a good game that was discontinued. Like people didn't care enough. And it's fucking mad, bro. Absolutely mad. How can they not have just one person working on Elder Scrolls Legends? Bethesda's fucking weird for that. Like, they cannot have live support for a fucking game. Even Todd Howard sat down and was like, hey guys, the next Skyrim Scrolls thing...
Yeah, so
this is
we'll
the
see.
Jesus mode of how cool this is. And we're gonna play this shit very soon. As I quit it, but I respect it quite a bit, and I definitely don't dislike it. It just was discontinued. The only card game I'm not really quitting, I'm just kind of fucking teasing that I'm quitting. Marvel Snap, I don't give a fuck, dude. What you say, this is the best card game forever. Until I beat it.
My pronouns are react bot.
Myself. It's the stupidest shit ever, by the way. It's just a couple of numbers on a card. One number on a card, barely. 2 numbers. It's like, that's it? Some cards don't even have effects, essentially. And they're still like crazy
reference points, guys.
interesting. You just have 12 cards in your deck. Like, Marvel Snap has broken every single imaginable rule in card games.
That's crazy.
There's no attacking, there's just scoring system. What are you doing? And it works fucking perfectly. You know, they broke every rule. It works. And it's what? Is that all it takes, bro? What happened here? They literally stole from Gwent, but they twisted it so well into a tiny mobile game. I swear, like, you get inspired. Ben Brode was inspired by Gwent, and Gwent should have been a part of this list of games, but I haven't installed it, and I haven't touched it for many, many years now, that I have absolutely no idea how to play it anymore. But this is it, bro. If you ever wanted to be a card game superhero, ever wanted to just simplify your experience and make it extremely fair, because everyone can pick this up, and they will have an appropriate opponent served to them. I have won countless games the moment I started this. I keep winning and winning games because I just have skill. I understand what cards do. I can fucking read, and I get rewarded for having skill. I'm not here to follow instructions and be perfect against legend players from the very fucking beginning. I click to play the game. I actually get...
It's beautiful. It has matchmaking that splits the nerds, the infinauts, basically, from the noobs who can't really climb super fast. They're not playing the best deck or whatever. They don't have a good collection. That is split apart and is beautiful, bro. There's room for improvement. And you feel it. You feel it. Go to higher ranks, or you go faster, or you go higher ranks with less effort. You feel the difference.
That I deserve, you know, to beat until I get to the higher ranks. And maybe I don't get to the higher ranks because I don't want to fucking play the game for too long, you know? And that's just how it goes. That's just better. It's just better. All right?
But if you don't play Bazaar and don't keep up with the fucking metagame, you're fucked, boy.
The opponents who get served against yourself, if they just have higher...
Now, there's, again, a chance for a redemption arc where Reynad is gonna, like, realize the greatest insight of, like, wow, I exist and I said smart things. And then he actually fixes the matchmaking. This is where you would start. Like, I don't give a fuck about balance, okay? As much as I care about matchmaking. I want to stomp noobs too. Everyone wants that 50% win rate. Otherwise, the game will feel like ass, bro. 50% win rate means that I can actually go to 10 wins without fucking sweating my balls off. You know? That's it. I want to feel that I can complete Bazaar Run and not be looked at as a fucking loser, basically.
Elections and are better players, you'll feel like shit. By all means. And Hearthstone has...
Just because I didn't fucking learn enough in-game knowledge. But you know what? Bazaar makes for a lot of funny content. I'll tell you that much. There's probably a lot of content creators who are suffocating from the same fucking disease. Because even Raran and Reynad was suffocating in their super challenge to get 10 wins. They were just like, how do I break the game to serve me those 10 wins? We gotta speed it up, bro. And other content creators also seem to struggle. You know, they seem to get knocked out. So it's funny to like react to them and maybe see their flaws, but just see their reaction of how Bazaar just makes them rage quit. I mean, Bazaar is literally a fucking social experiment at this point. It's not a fucking game anymore.
Right now, where you actually don't really know what you're playing against. The rank does not tell full story. You just stuck on a complete randomizer power level, basically. And Marvel's Net is definitely not fucking random, bro.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Random. Just like it slightly gets harder and harder, and it's just the most satisfying shit. Then every time you reset, like you have perfect amount of time to change the deck into something different,
Release
to explore different things. It's easy to change things, to add things, because it's just 12 fucking cards. It's not a lot of fatigue going on. It's a perfect game, dude. It's a contrast of the worst fucking game I've ever played and the best one. There's a contrast.
There's a difference between Bazaar and Marvel Snap. I'll tell you that
Actually, a
much.
fucking difference. You know, hashtag not sponsored, bro.
Eat the rich.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Hashtag not only not sponsored, but I like to eat the rich too. Those are tasty. He's talking about like food, right? Who is the rich?
Eating ass.
You gotta keep up with this insight, okay? I'm not sponsored. I chose Marvel Snap as the better game. This is my pick. And I attempt to give maximum reasoning. Bro.
Well, some people eat the rich, some people eating ass. That's right, Robert.
Oh shit.
Alright, I need the boss. For sure.
Oh no, it's a Mr. Beast challenge. And he failed.
I'm gonna attack this site as much as I can, I think, like always. Like, we all can make fun of, like, a game. Like, it's very easy to be like, this game has this problem. But actually coming up with a solution, most of us don't have the capability.
Well, we kind of do because we have the
That was stunning. Why is Raren dissing on me, basically? But coming up with a solution.
reference points of other games. So, also, the real solution is not yours to make exactly. And
Yeah, I don't have control over fucking Bazaar. I'm not gonna solve its problems. I don't have the ability to make inputs. I think he's just talking about himself, how he doesn't give a fuck to create solutions to things. Solutions are fucking there, bro. Bad things have to be cut in half. Good things have to be buffed significantly as well. Good mechanics have to be multiplied, bad mechanics. Just very simple way of life, way of nature. Solutions are actually super simple. I don't know what the fuck he's referring to in the first place. It drives me crazy.
even if we have the solution, curious, what happened here? Did we just glitch the matrix? And now he's fucking accusing me of assaulting his favorite card game. I take shit seriously and personally, dude.
From what I played, look at 8. I think it's pretty well designed. I think you need a lot more.
Oh, he's generous, bro.
Kind of Waluigi code.
Yeah, I think similar. The keywords
All right, that's
are also very similar. Dodge attacks. Already 0 out of 10. What is this bullshit?
See, you put it in your mouth, and it don't taste good no more. It don't taste good. This is the thing that you try to avoid.
Okay, that sounded weird, but the idea is that he reacted to this creature being flying and being able to dodge 1/3 of the attacks, which is random pretty much. It's random whether it's gonna dodge or not. And it does leave a shitty taste in your mouth when you see random so early in the game, which indicates bad game design, which indicates that you're probably not gonna play this game for very long.
All more mistakes like these.
Left America. It is literally Hearthstone Battle.
It's literally
Technically, every time I complain, I give a solution immediately. I'm trying to dodge that of like, oh, it's so easy to complain. Like, fuck that shit.
Now this is content.
I don't know about that. You see
What
it?
stupid. One of
He said stupid, so I don't think it's
it.
content. It seems pretty
Yeah, I'm
good. Decent.
It's taken out. I have to spend the mana to put. Well, that's kind of a sick mechanic. I'm not.
You can take out a minion anytime. It's a sick mechanic that Hearthstone could have used. Hearthstone could have used sick mechanics. Of all
you can take one of your creatures out of the board at any moment.
kinds. This is why Elder Scrolls Legends is so fucking insane, because like it has some twisty mechanics in there. And it's still not enough. Like we're still missing a card game that just goes all in on some weird ass shit.
Okay.
I can't wait to do that. I can do it, man. I can figure it out. How to put myself in a card game factory mode. But right now we're going all in on Pokia. I'll try. Right now they're stressful, so it's great to just quit all the card games. Announce this very quickly. It's a stressful time. At some point, the drama just spills some beans, and it's hard to sleep.
Turning a
you know?
minion to your hands on your own will, like that's just never been done before necessarily. Like Brewmaster exists, but like, come on, dude.
Oh, we might get this.
Actually, Zeddy was crying about Shadow Step his whole life, so I guess it's a little bit more complicated
Sick.
than that.
We may plus 2, but we'll see.
Returning a minion to the hands. Hearthstone actually introduced new mechanics like Forge and Tradable, and just kind of too shy to use it properly. It's just kind of fucked up. The best suggestion for Hearthstone is just to reset the game, start from scratch, and reinvent the old cards as slightly more interesting versions. Because they're kind of doing that half of the time. Like, Reno gets reintroduced, all the other adventures get reintroduced. Everything gets a sequel, but we don't get a reboot of the first movie in a better light, in a better version. Not just better graphics, but like just a better design choices. more meaningful. Like, bring back Alchemist, for fuck's sake, that flips stats. Return to creatures to the hand, flip stats, do all this cool shit. Why can't we do it, man? Hearthstone just lost its flavor, dude.
Alright, just climbing against NPCs.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure I'm looking at
Should
Divine
be fine.
Shield.
I didn't even read it over here.
Damn, yeah. Scam.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Damn, that was sick! That
I like a roguelike. I like unlocking shit. And probably it's a good deal to have.
Especially when you're gonna die eventually in roguelike, you can only go so far. And some people are gonna be, again, extreme gamers to try and complete the roguelike 100%. Will probably be upset if they cannot complete it, but I probably would just fucking dunk on these guys. I will dunk on these extreme pro gamers because I will never be able to be one myself. I don't know. And relate to them. They just gotta create their own community at this point. I just want the game to sort of feel roguelike. It's a good idea. Another good idea I thought of, and I put it down, is Wordle. Wordle is a good idea. Why? Every single day you get a piece of content, not just quest. A puzzle, a piece of content that you have to like complete. Or a random seed. And to see how far you can get with a random seed versus other players. It's just kind of fascinating to me.
In Pokia, just like in Balatro, every single player is trying, single player game is trying to just
I
like
will sneeze.
give you new content to test out, to be excited about every single time you do a run, give you a slightly different playstyle or skills maybe. In this case, hero. Very basic stuff to consider.
was games take inspiration from Slay the Spire and
Okay, so you have numbers and cards. And you combine these to have, or you give numbers the effects, basically.
equal to the number you inspire. Whoa, what is this? Heavily inspired by Slay the Spire? Isn't every game just extremely inspired by Slay the Spire? I feel like I'll get the game from
Every inspiration is inspired, actually.
Man, that's wild, bro.
credit no game. If you like inscription,
Yeah, this
I love
inscription.
this.
Why didn't you mention this the first time?
and this is
I love this, bro.
I dedicate this video to the troops.
the perfect game for starting it. And you're already telling me, what is this thing?
Now this is
what is
epic.
that?
What the
Get 'em, boys! In hand, the first cost 0, the second one gains exhaustive.
You know,
Bro, ReactBot is fucking piling.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at
that's
that.
how I feel about just all these card games slamming at me.
On turn plus
My
1, so
lord.
I have to sacrifice
Let me summon a better card game than whatever the fuck is going on the
a
screen.
building. Okay, there's Hey, you see me, right? Oh my god, thank you.
What is happening?
You saw me. Listen, I can help you get the power to summon win this. If he has like a Tesla coil, but
what
I mean,
is
if you have
that?
infinite wrath, they can't do it all of you. Go!
Okay, the screen is full of rats.
It's giving awesome sauce.
Pure sauce right there.
Oh
You
my
finished this
God.
version? You couldn't handle
That is so sad that games are so fucking short. That's fucking disgusting. This is how long it takes for other people to make games. I just take 1 day to make a grid of colorful blocks. And I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Agree to disagree.
Why do you disagree? I mean, he's having fun with rats, but, bro, on the other side, there's a person suffering to make shitty fucking card game, bro.
bad. Are you guys ready for Rat Game? Extremely well, doing really nice.
It is crazy to me that not only people were making card games, first of all, without AI, and they were suffering. But the worst thing of all, they can't even make a lot of content to go along with it. Like, why does it end? Why can't you learn from Balatro already? And actually, like, raise the stakes,
Visuals
bro.
and sound effects, kind of like the polished Hearthstone has. It has the potential to pull you in for hours.
This one.
4 hours. Pull for hours, man. Well, hours are not days. Days are not weeks. These special card games that actually have content or randomizers to generate content, well, guess what? You can play them for weeks. This is why these indie games look like shit every single time you want to escape this blob of indie mess because it feels like they don't have content, that it's gonna end, and it's the worst feeling ever when it's just like, oh, I played for 5 hours and that's it.
This one's still fucking.
You should try this one though. I think it took me 1 or 2 days to complete, but it's
The
cool.
solitaire style where you just go
Ancient, right?
Either direction, 6, 7, 8, 7,
Oh.
6, 5, 4.
400
Connecting those
minutes it took me.
It's a little bit overwhelming, but just like you're just looking numbers that have effect.
I liked it. It was cool.
And then you have big ever.
It wasn't really a card game, but you have to, extend to different genres. Solitaire
commercialized, but they just treat it as like a
is
one-time
weird.
thing. So that's the difference. That's the reason why Balatro became like the cultural phenomenon. It doesn't just end, like you just keep going, keep trying like higher stakes. It's that easy, and people have not picked up yet. Hopefully, now that Balatro is out, people are gonna pick up on just like putting stakes on the game. The first time stakes have been introduced in gaming in general is Gemcraft. That's what I believe. This fucking old game, and you can buff your enemies for the sake of.
This is an old game. This is a tower defense game, by the way. And a bunch of crawling insects come out. And you can buff them to get more in return, more experience in return. The harder you make the game for yourself, the more rewards you're going to get. And there's reason to replay the map over and over again to try and get better score and master the mechanics. It was fucking amazing.
More experience. So I have two
Two experiences of raising the stakes,
experiences
baby.
of stakes, and they're very necessary to make the game feel,
Necessary to make the game last longer. You can make more content by just creating layers on top of already existing content. So you have content, but people forget, like, that's not it. You can't just sell. This is not a fucking burger moment. People build such tiny businesses, you have to expand your business venture into layers or stakes. I think this now has to be a, like, for real card game and other game makers thing that they know. They know roguelike as well, of like resetting or having like infinite roguelike. Having infinite amount of content, and technically automatically in roguelike stakes rise every single time. Maybe it's like a mix of two things at the same time. I don't know. All right. But stakes have to happen. You have to make the game more difficult and get more rewards to get further into the game, which could be just infinite roguelike. How far can you get? Just like Baladro just like becomes an e-notation. Just how far can you get? That's the only flex that's left over. At some point, people will not be able to get to a certain point. So at 50% of players, whatever 50% of players end up doing, how much content they end up consuming, I would potentially put the final boss in there. Just like the Ender Dragon. Of 50% of content you complete it, and you get this Ender Dragon ending. I think this is the best way to do it. The rest is actually like infinite game, where you haven't actually completed 50% of the game. It's just 50% of players reached a certain point in the game, right? Meaning that it's like this, right? But technically the game is like infinite, and you can reach like numbers that just astronomical and flex on everyone and be the coolest nerd in town or whatever when it comes to that game. So that's what I'm thinking, right? This is the final boss. Then you can do speed runs of the final boss and even stretch this of how fast you do this. Yeah, there's shit you can do. So this is the best mechanic. We're kind of discussing other card games and the way I'm looking at card games, the way to make the best games. The reason why I like and gravitate towards cards games, half of it is because you can just take a piece of paper, write down some numbers, here's a fucking card, now you can play a game with your friends even, potentially. If they learn how to fucking do that shit with you and have patience. All you need is piece of paper and a pen. You can make card games now. That's what's so attractive. And you can keep increasing the difficulty to the point where you can actually compete, just like I am going to, against the biggest card games in the market. It seems it's gonna be easy, bro. If the best card game is Marvel Snap, where it has 2 numbers on a fucking card and a small effect, I'm sorry, bro. I think I can handle this pressure. I think it's good right now. I think capitalism is not about making the best card game, but making the least problematic card game. It has the least problems. It's the most clean, the most like crystal-like structure, like a diamond. Diamond essentially is useless fucking piece of crap, but it looks good. It looks flawless, right? That's what capitalism is about. Is about making flawless piece of content with all the best ideas and none of the fucking downsides. That's what I'm fucking aiming to do one day.
Gameplay capacity. So if you build, I'm making progress. I'm learning about the game, but also the game gets
Apparently, we're not even gonna play the card game right
harder
now.
and harder, but I also get better.
Apparently, this is a different video entirely.
Like there's a feeling of never-ending progression. It's like God versus Stone. Stone becomes
Yeah, okay, whatever.
for many years, and he finally.
You get the idea. The immovable object in an immovable force. That's not realistic. There's always numbers attached to everything. There's always a possibility for a god to move the stone or not to move the stone. If he doesn't want to move the stone, he will not be able to. That's it. And then you can make a game where it's just progressively easier to push the stone to the point where you can actually push it to a certain objective completed. But until then, you have to really hone your skills, build your muscle. It's life. That's what it is.
Have lost the run,
Working cards. I don't know, cards.
which is actually very good and kind of cringe at the same time because anytime you
So
lose,
bad cringe.
anytime the game fucking slaps you in the face, you start questioning: is the balance okay? You actually want to just win 50% of the time, not thinking about it too much.
Will be placed on it. Oh shit! I should have been paying attention. I mean,
I am not buying the concept of finding the match in the cards. It's kind of
the
weird.
auto match. Should we just be real here for a second? This is pretty good. Animations are crisp. Sounds are good. Gameplay is interesting.
Yeah, everything is good except gameplay.
Enemies with. Hey,
Interesting.
exclamation mark on their card. This is the way the easy match. Fuck. Clear.
Making good
Oh,
gameplay
no.
is literally the weakness.
And earlier.
What makes things interesting is that you have to select what you need, but you actually have no idea how to get to what you need.
I'm referring to the game. The funny thing about this game is, like, look at it. Half of the game you don't even get to see it. You can't see your hand. You can't select what you want to do with your cards. It's fucked up, man. It's like one of those brain boosting games of like keyboard stroking, typing in words as fast as possible. This happens to be a memory game, so it's just like basic skill set gaming. I don't know, reaction timing, you can imagine. I mean, people try like very weird ideas. It's up to them to do that, but for them to sell it as well as an experience as a fucking candy, I guess. That's up to them. In fact, that's kind of interesting when you put it that way. Like candy, like people would buy bags of candy as if even if the candy was games, like small games that you just experience for 10 minutes or so, and you just put it down. That would be fucking cool. I wish there was like a fucking cloud computer that has all the games and you just keep playing them. They just easy to open. You don't have to install them. You don't have to download them. Just cloud computer giving you fucking games. That would be fucking cool. We still don't have that shit. We still have to like. We are nerds, bro. We still don't have that. We used computer for years and years. We don't have a cloud computer that just gives us games. We technically have it, but we're not using it. It's not like a worldwide trend to play these like mini games on someone else's computer. No, you have to buy it. Fuck that, bro. Just buy a subscription. Buy the candy machine. I don't know. No, buy entrance to the candy store and just stuff your mouth and just leave. Simple, bro. Imagine going to the candy store and you're told, like, you can eat, but you cannot take anything home. And it's like, that's kind of interesting. I'll subscribe to that. You just stay in the store eating a bunch of candy, tasting a bunch of candy. You can buy it when you really like it into your home computer, basically. Like, that's also an interesting idea, right? There's a lot of ideas that just not realized because there are too many haters who don't get it, bro. They don't get it,
Should
man.
be just like peaking. In fact, peaking.
They would look into this and hate a lot more than I do. I don't hate this, but it's just kind of cringe,
All
you
the
know?
nerds.
Most haters don't actually say things out loud, by the way. It's just a person who found some kind of weird ass excuse to say the words. I mean, every time they sound so stupid, these haters, bro. Every time. But that's the way to save those games from haters. That's the way. Just serve it. Convenience is the key of capitalism. Everyone needs to learn that. Everyone needs to worry about it. Convenience. Elect leaders that actually care about convenience is the only way.
I got some.
It's just like find a job, it has to be convenient. Find a girlfriend, it has to be convenient. That's the way, bro. You have to be confident enough to push the right buttons, get the right progress, and be satisfied by putting efforts in a convenient manner where you're actually making progress, bro. You're doing social media correctly, you're uploading YouTube videos correctly. Everything could be convenient and easy to do for everyone, and everyone would be happy. When you make games, like, you have to think about it. For me, it is convenient. At any moment, I can be like, hey guys, let's play this game. Let's play that game. At any moment, I can just do that. I feel like, oh, I have time. I'm listening to a podcast. Put that shit in. Let me try to get that high score. And it's just like so satisfying. Convenience. Not waiting for all these loading screens. Not downloading all this random stuff that you get to see other people watch it is more convenient. That's why I watch Raren play these games than play it myself. It's more convenient because he also gonna skip a lot of parts that I don't want to walk through and react to and do nothing and think about even. He can do that. Convenience wins all the time.
I'm flipping
Well, you gotta be prepared then. You gotta count cards.
trap cards at all costs. They paired and will attack your hero. That's
Trap
What do you mean,
card.
Trap cards.
Uh-oh, trap
Then
cards.
you
There's-
deal-
No, so it's clipping on quitting Marble Snap. No, I'm
Oh, how the turntables.
Uh-oh.
not really quitting. I'm just probably not gonna upload content on Marble Snap. It's just like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, why play card games when you can just flip them upside down?
Because it's very difficult to actually build a new deck.
Fucking
Or like
crazy.
take it seriously. Marble Snap has a fucking problem. It's not very inspiring to build new decks. You just kind of grind with the same one.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to marbles now.
Yeah,
This holy shit.
What?
The straight. Oh my god, dude, this is insane. Let's
You know what's insane is that visually, this card game looks like this. Just
Yep.
was I'm fucking idiot. It's just
Even enemies are small and like insignificant technically. It's kind of cringe.
I wouldn't be wanting to be frustrated on this game. This is the most frustrating thing ever. There's no real strategy because you don't even get to really choose what to go after.
It is crazy how Bazaar is like the best looking game with the worst gameplay ever. Best looking game with the worst. That is the greatest poison fucking snake oil shit that I've ever seen. It's like Cybertruck, bro. The best looking piece of fucking metal ever, bro. That drives, it has wheels. The best looking polygon, bro. With wheels.
Maybe because of track colors. Almost the most
Best.
beneficial thing
Let's
to
go.
focus on doing, basically. But that's the best you can do. And it's
Oh my god.
not it. It's not it, bro.
So hard to get like good at because
It's not a card game. It's more like a keyboard.
So hard to get good at because it requires
Brains power, brain skills. Welcome to real-time strategy. I played Warlord's Battlecry when I was growing up. That was my jammies. Probably the worst thing about Bazaar was just like the battle starts and there's not much you can change about the build that you have. I was talking about that some of the card games go so far away from being card games that it kind of look like this, you know, just like it's kind of like a battle simulator. It's a real-time strategy where you just like pick a pathway. It's not a card game in a sense. It's like Slay the Spire like opened up this sort of like real-time strategy avenue for card games, and I don't want to go there, bro. I don't want to go make another Shadow Legends, bro. What the fuck is this? It will definitely allow people to take revenge or rebuild their build if they lose. Try something different. Just one. All right, I'm talking about Pokey, and like, if you lose, you can either rebuild or take revenge later. That's kind of cool stuff, you know? I'm not sure how I'll do encounters exactly, but anytime I come up with a new idea, it's gonna be there, you know? Every day, a new encounter idea. Fuck yeah, let's go. Without worrying of like, what exactly are you clicking on? And the options themselves also have to... Yeah, I'm contemplating about what encounters I will do. I'm not sure yet. I think it's too crazy. Yeah, there's so much attractive stuff about card games, and one of the craziest things is that I still have 30 days to make Poké into a really good game. You can make your own, very simply. 30 days. In the very childhood, I was just picking up pieces of paper and just drawing a card on top of it, pretending that I'm making a new card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you name it, right? You just get that power, dude.
they're about to get one back. Holy moly, I would have to take so much time to get used to the combos here. I like the concept of being. I hope you enjoy it.
I don't know. Take a lot of time to get into it. Come on. Come on. I'm the guy who takes time, who actually calculates how much time I spend on games, and you would know how much I like the game based on how much time I spend. Do you like wit?
I can't focus. Can you put on some Subway Surfers?
Let's go. Let's do that. That's not Subway Surfers?
1 second. Is that good enough?
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh my god, he
I
likes
love
it.
this shit.
Let's eliminate
I
Moral
love
Snap
it.
out of the way, because it doesn't deserve to be treated as trash, right? It's gonna be episode 4.
Nah, I gotta try collab with Jax Films whenever possible. He likes me, right?
And I'm actually releasing all the episodes all at once, I don't care. Okay, maybe I actually will delay the other two apart. Because Tokyo content might still be like 2 days late or something, I don't know. I might still be stressed. I think I still need time. Alright, so good, we're gonna play Marvel Snap and the other 2 card games. Is the final round of quitting card games and just focusing on my goddamn shit that I care about. And not whatever other people care about because they turn into haters and just abuse me in every way imaginable. Eventually, I'll come back to take a piss on them, basically. And then they will realize, because they're looking around like, oh, you played Bazaar for 3 months, that means you like it and you're grinding it for monies. They don't understand that there's ulterior motives going on here entirely. That people don't actually subscribe to my content when I'm hateful because they have the same fucking reaction of like, I don't like this, and nobody else likes this, and we're not gonna subscribe. You know, I'll only subscribe to good, juicy burger. You know, not some bum on the street. There's a big difference when I get served burger or homeless person. Homeless person, not buying that one. Not buying into it, guys. But it's content. Well, homeless person is content, man. Support me, guys. Subscribe. Because a lot of people are unsubscribing, potentially, right now. Who knows? Goodbye. Wait. 1 second.
Is he stupid?
Oh, I guess nobody is unsubscribing for me.